We are back in section 3. All right, so just to recap, first step is we're going to open eApp and log in. Second step, we're going to press the Start Presentation button and enter their information, and here we are, okay? The next thing we need to do is resize things so we have a little bit more screen real estate to work with, all right? So if you're not very familiar with computers, you can do this a couple of different ways. You can click on this button, or you can click up here and just drag down, all right? You can basically just put it over in the corner and resize it the way you want to resize it, like this, or you can simply grab it and move it around, and if you just push it to the edge, there you go. I'm going to leave that out for now. Now, this needs to take up a specific portion of your screen where you're not going to have to scroll back and forth. If you notice there's a slider bar down here, this is going to be really annoying in the presentation, I promise. We don't want that. So my advice is you want this to take up about 2/3 of your screen. So a good measurement, if you will, is if you adjust the size here, where this gray box fits just inside the borders, this is pretty much all the space that you need to use eApp. To use eApp properly, and then I still have all the screen real estate over here where I can do other things, and that won't be visible to the client when I'm actually going through things in eApp. All right. So next, we want to follow along with you're gonna want your script there, obviously, so you can follow along with it. All right. So let's take a look at that. So let's go right here. We're going to go into the Soror Trading Downloads folder, the folder that you had made earlier. Okay. And I'm going to go in here. All right, where it says scripts. Okay. I'm going to open the interactive presentation script. Okay. Perfect. Once this is open, I can minimize this. Now, again, this takes up my whole screen. I don't want it to do that, obviously. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to trim everything on the edge that I don't really need. If you're using Adobe, you're going to get these little panes on the side. If you click this little arrow right here, that'll go away. And this little arrow right here, that'll go away. You can even make it smaller with this little arrow right here. All right. Now, I want this to take up only a certain part of my screen. All right, now what you can't necessarily see, if you look right above where my mouse cursor is, this is where my camera is. So when you're actually talking with clients on Zoom, you want them to be able, you want to be making eye contact. Now, when you're making eye contact, you can't really do it by looking at the screen, or you're going to be looking at the screen quite a bit, and most of the time they won't notice, but when you want to make specific eye contact, you want to look right at the camera. All right, so keep this in mind. What we'll do is we'll just pull this. Just like I said, you can remember, if it's a full screen thing, you can either grab this bar up here and pull it down, or you can just click this button here. Okay. Now, once I have this over here, I'm going to just go ahead and move it off to the side where I'm not going to necessarily need it. And I'm going to size things so it fits in here. All right. Now, you'll notice that there's certain things that are in like boxes here. Okay, so this is a quick crash course on how to use the script, but the script is interactive. It's got links to make things easier for you. Okay, so if you click, for example, if I'm doing a union presentation and I click right here, look at that. Just snapshots me right to where the the union presentation is. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. There we go. And this is right here, everything that I'm going to need. Now, if you click on the green, anything that's in green, it'll snap you right back to the top. Okay, so again, we're going to go back and make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. Perfect. Now I have this at a point where I can basically see this, and I can use it as a reference and read through it, so on and so forth, and do what I need to do. And I can still be kind of looking at this and looking back at the camera, and it doesn't appear that I'm reading off the side. All right, so you want to memorize your script. I can't stress enough how important it is to memorize your script, especially because the scripts are going to have different intros depending on the lead type that you're doing. However, while you're still learning it and while you're still a little bit unsure with it, it's very helpful to have it up as a guide that you can follow along. All right. So in the in the next segment, we'll go over exactly what you want to be putting, what you want to have ready for your presentation.